Hey friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to join me for another day of bookmas. I am so excited to be doing this, getting all the holiday feels. And so today we are just going to be doing some holiday reading. I have a list of holiday books that I want to get through and also just some books that I want to finish before the end of 2024. I don't know what I'll be reading in this vlog, whether it'll be all holiday or a mixture, but you'll just have to wait and watch the video to find out. So, yeah, let's go. Okay, y'all. So I am 50% into. Did I just lie that quick? Let me check, honey, because I feel like I'm lying. Okay, I was lying, but not too bad. Anyway, I'm actually 45% into Christmas in Spite of You by Casey Mills, and I am ready to talk to you about it. Okay, so in this book we are following Noelle, and she is very much a Christmas person. She loves the holidays and just the spirit of it, and she has recently started her own company, and the money is a little tight right now. So her friend convinces her to list her house on shared space, which is essentially Airbnb, because she'll be gone visiting her family for the holidays anyway, so why not make some extra cash while you're gone? So she decides to do it, but right before she's scheduled to leave, she gets sick and she is unable to go visit her family, and she had someone book her apartment, but she thinks that she canceled their reservation, but she did not. And that person is Canton, who is this businessman that owns this financial strategy type company, and he is trying to close a really big deal with this client in Atlanta. And so the client stays in the same building as Noelle, which is why he books the apartment to begin with. So when he shows up, there is an awkward situation because Noelle is still there, and they strike up this deal where they'll both stay in the apartment because they both need to. And yeah, they'll just try to coexist. So as the week is happening, Noelle is trying to have a good Christmas, even though this is the first one that she's spending without her family, so she's kind of down about it. And Canton is a little bit of a Scrooge, maybe a lot of it. He hasn't had good experiences with the Christmas season growing up, so he's just kind of over it and wants nothing to do with it. And Noelle is trying to convince him otherwise. They have this instant attraction to each other, and I recently read Smoked and Spiced by Casey Mills. I actually read that last month, and I really love the banter between the two main characters of that, and I'm feeling the exact same way about Noelle and Canton. Like, their banter is so cute, and the way that they're just looking at each other and having like these thoughts about how each other looks, and like really checking each other out, but not realizing that's what they're doing, and then having these like smart aleck remarks and just like sassing each other. And I am eating it up. Okay, I love some good banter, and Casey Mills, I am noticing, is delivering that for me. Okay, she's giving me what I need. And as far as a relationship, nothing has really happened right now. They both have admitted within themselves, not to each other, that they like each other, but seeing that Canton is only there for a week and Noelle lives in Atlanta and Canton lives in New York, both of them understand that this is a very unlikely situation to happen, and they're just trying to enjoy each other while they are together. And there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of angst, a little bit of kissing that has happened so far, but overall it's just cute and flirty, and I'm having a good time. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. If Canton is going to extend his stay, or if Noella is going to leave and go to New York with him. Like, I just need to know. I'm very invested. It's very cutesy. I'm getting the Christmas vibes, but I'm also like invested in the actual story. And Noelle has a best friend named Simone. And when I tell y'all, Simone is hilarious. Like, friend is hilarious. And I'm just having a really good time with this so far. And yeah, I'm ready to go read some more. So I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, so I finished Christmas in Spite of You, and y'all, this was a hit. I really, really enjoyed this. I ate it up. I loved Noelle and Canton. I had a great time with their banter, with how organic everything with how organic everything seemed as far as like their relationship progressing. I was just a fan. I was a fan. And even though we did have some miscommunication trope and it was dramatic, it was given drama, I feel like it didn't bother me as much, but it was because Canton was like, "Why are you acting like we in one of these holiday movies? You've seen a million of these. You know what this is. You know what's happening in real life. Why are you acting like this?" And I'm like, period. Because why are you acting like this? Like, you know you didn't give me a chance to explain the situation, and you still mad. Like, at least give me a chance to explain, and then call me on my bullshit or not believe me or whatever, and then be mad, right? So yes, I enjoyed this. Simone was a highlight for the book for me. She's Noelle's best friend, and when I say she provided the comedic relief, and it wasn't like forced. You could tell that it was like just her personality, and like that's just who she was, and she just talked crazy all the time, and I just enjoy that. Like, yes, like read me for filth, but also like be there for me and like help me through these situations and like push me to do things that you know I need to do and I want to do. I just don't have the courage to do it. And you know, Simone was a good friend. I rated this a 4.5. It was so close for me, so very close for me. But I the epilogue, if it didn't have the epilogue on there, no, it probably would still be a 4.5. So there was this big looming thing in the way of Canton and Noelle's relationship, and it's kind of like a major theme in the book, and I don't think we actually got an explanation of what they did to solve it. And I'm like, what did they end up doing? Like, I just want to know. Like, we spent all this time talking about it and trying to work through it and work around it and figure it out, and then we don't get any resolution to it. Okay. And then the epilogue did what romance epilogues do, and I just don't feel like it was necessary for this one. And I also feel like we talked about Canton's mother and how she was, not a very nice person to Canton, but then also treating Noelle some type of way, and then only changing her opinion of Noelle because of this one thing that happened. You can keep that. I had my happily ever after, and this is giving, I'm going to put reverse on it. So because of that, this is a 4.5 and I really enjoyed this. And y'all, I think I am becoming a Casey Mills fan. Okay, we're 2 for 2. We are. I'm just ready for my 5 star. Like once I get my 5 star from Casey Mills, then it'll be solidified. But I'm satisfied so far. And I'm happy that I have found a new author that I really enjoy. So it's a win for me. Okay, so I binged my December Darling. Okay, sorry, not sorry, y'all. I probably used to my binging habits by now. Okay, so this is following Catalina, and she is a traveling nurse, and she is going back to Lake Wisteria because her younger sister is getting married. But the catch is, her younger sister is marrying her ex boyfriend. So her relationship with her sister is a little strained, a little strained, even though Catalina like knows and accepts that what is his name? Aiden was not the man for her. Like it's still weird. But the problem is Catalina blames herself for hurting her sister's feelings because her sister liked Aiden, okay? But she didn't say anything until after Aiden and Catalina started dating. But Catalina feels like it's her fault that she drove a wedge between her and her sister, even though her sister dated her ex boyfriend and is now marrying him. You know what? People be trifling, okay? Family be trifling. And one thing I will say is I did not like the unfair way that Catalina was treated. It reminds me of Only for the Week. If you've read that, it gives kind of similar vibes with the mother and the sister. And I'm like, don't do that. Okay. So Catalina has some unsupported hate towards Aiden's best friend Luke. And I think it's just by association. And so there's also this attraction that Catalina has for Luke, which is another reason why she's trying to stay away from him. This situation is mutual. Catalina likes Luke, Luke's like Catalina, but they don't think that they should be with each other because Catalina is Luke's best friend's ex and Luke is Catalina's ex-boyfriend's best friend. I think I said that right. Either way, you know what I'm trying to say. So they're trying to fight being attracted to each other and wanting to get to know each other for the sake of Aiden and Gabriella, which is Catalina's sister. So basically, that is, the point of the story. And I, first of all, I really like Lauren Asher's writing, but specifically in this Lakefront Billionaire series, because I tried Terms and Conditions, which is from the Dreamland Billionaires, and I didn't vibe with it. And so, yeah, but Lakefront Billionaires is hitting for me. Like, I have enjoyed every single thing that I've read in this world, and I'm eating it up. I would just say that this one was a little emotional for me because it broke my heart to see how Catalina didn't think that she deserved good things and how she was treated, and the fact that Gabriella went to Catalina and basically freaked out about her liking Luke. I'm like, girl, you have no room, no right, no nothing, because you went and dated your sister's you marrying your sister's ex-boyfriend and you trying to tell her who she can date. Girl, get out of my face. Get out of my face. And she's blaming Catalina for making their relationship awkward. What do you mean? It's supposed to be awkward. You did this. So why am I supposed to fix where you broke? Anyway, so Luke is a doctor, okay, and so his last name is Darling. So his name is literally Dr. Darling. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? And he is such a sunshiny person, but it comes from a place of being lonely and lacking as a child, and that's just also really heartbreaking to see. And Catalina and Luke are both really nerdy, and I love me a nerdy couple because I am a nerd, and so I just thought it was really cute seeing them like geek out over things that they're interested in. And yeah, I also liked how Luke was like, you know, you like me and I know you're scared, so I'm going to step in and like do what I can to make you feel comfortable, but I'm not going to like push you or try to get you to, do something you're not ready for, but I'm here and I'm letting you know that I'm going to be here and we're going to happen. So just get it together. And, that's what's going to happen. And I'm like, yes, period. Yes. Yes. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I rated it a 4 star and I had a good time. And what is funny is that both Christmas in Spite of You and My December Darling has very similar themes of couples trying to decide whether they're gonna have a long distance relationship or not. And I'm like, dang, how did I do that? I created a theme without realizing it. So yeah, that was cool how I kind of did that without realizing it. But we are at a situation. We have a situation. Okay. So, my December darling, if the math is mathing, let me check my math real quick. So, the math is mathing. So, my December darling is book number 99 for me. Okay. Right. Wild. So the next book that I read and finish will be my 100th book of 2024, which I feel like is a big milestone for me. I've never read 100 books in a year since I was a child. So I'm like freaking out. And now I'm putting all this pressure on myself because I want my 100th book to be a good book. And I'm thinking too hard. I already talked to Lex about it. She was like, you think it too hard, just pick a book like you normally do. But I'm like, girl, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't. Like, it's stuck in my head that this is going to be my 100th book of the year. And I don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean, you'll see what I choose in a few seconds. But like, in the moment right now, I'm like having a lot of emotional turmoil here because this is stressing me out. But hopefully, hopefully, my 100th book is going to be good because yeah. And I don't count DNFs in my numbers of books. I count the number of books finished. So that gives me a little hope. And I'm almost like, am I going to do like a try chapter of some books and figure out like what is the best option for me to have the best time right now? Because I just need good things to happen with this. I'm being dramatic, but it's not my fault. I was born this way. So yeah. No Lady Gaga, but also yes, Lady Gaga. Anyway, I'm embarrassing myself. I'm gone. Bye. Hey y'all, so I finally decided on what book I was gonna read. You just saw it in the previous clip, and I am reading The Secret World of Maggie Gray by Granger. I decided on this book because I was seeing it all over TikTok and I felt left out. And I hadn't seen anyone have a bad thing to say about this book. So it's like immediately, yes, have to pick it up, have to read it, and see what all the hype is about because I don't like feeling left out. So in this book, we are mainly following Maggie Gray, who has this legend in her family about some things that happened to her grandmother. But I mean, they just think that they are kind of wild stories and, based in trauma of things that happened to her grandmother. They don't actually like fully believe it. But Maggie tells this story and she tells the story in class, and the professor is like, yeah, this actually is true. So I am going to recommend you to this summer program at this university. And yeah, I think you should do it. So go check out the orientation and see if it's a good fit for you. Yada yada yada. Okay. So Maggie gets to this university, which is Drew Collins University, that is a part of this underground community that was built by black magical people. And she of course is like, what the heck, like magic is real, my grandma was for real. Like all of this is a lot to be like dealing with and like realizing. And she makes some friends right off, and one of her friends' name is Susie, and Susie is a witch. And we also meet Asha. She is a siren of sorts. And so in this, we are getting different POVs from those three girls and other characters as well, kind of telling the story and moving it along about what is happening at this university, and also like the different viewpoints from the types of magical creatures. And this is very interesting to me. Like I'm eating this up, okay? And I don't want to say too much about it because the synopsis is basically non-existent. It's like two sentences at most, and I feel like I've already said too much, but I wanted to give you an idea of what you know you're getting into. But it's so interesting to see how these black magical people have built out their own community underground that no one knows about, and how, you know, they're keeping their education and, you know, making sure that traditions and cultural things aren't lost. That's what I'm going to say. Aren't lost to the generations. And it's so cool because you can start studying as a child up until, you know, there's no age limit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, this is interesting, but it also sucks to see that in every world, in every whatever situation, there are people who are going to be looked down upon. There are people who aren't going to meet the standards, and it kind of, you know, teeters and discusses this thought of protecting your people versus protecting the subset of your people that you belong to, and kind of intersectionality and what that looks like, and problems that are still relevant in the black community that I feel like are ridiculous and shouldn't even be a thing, but are. And it's giving, okay? It's giving. I'm having a good time. I am like 55% into this book, and I'm having a good time. You know, if I could compare it to something not based on characters, but based on like the rich history and the talks of culture that it has, I think I would compare it to Immortal Dark in that way, but not in the sense of the characters at all. Well, I said that too quick because Kaiden and Maggie are both going into a world that they knew nothing about and are kind of trying to figure it out as they go along. So in that sense, it's similar, but you know, everything else, I wouldn't say yes. So yeah, I like I said, I'm eating this up. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying the different POVs that we're getting, the stories that come with each of these characters. Some of them are heartbreaking, and it's just, I'm feeling all the emotions, okay? Feeling all the emotions, having a good time, and I'll let you know what I think when I finish. Okay, let me get it together. Friends, I have finished The Secret World of Maggie Gray, and when I tell you, this ate down. When I tell you, I finished this book and was immediately downloading the second book and about to read it, but I didn't want to derail my TBR, but I still might, because that was a ride, that was a journey, that was messy, that was unapologetic. Oh, I can't even talk. That was unapologetically black. That was lore. That was world building. That was chaos. That was fun. That was spicy. All the things. All all the things. All the things. Okay. And the way that I understand the hype, the way I understand why everybody is talking about this book on my side of TikTok, Granger, Granger, this was amazing. I, you know, The ending, I was screaming and yelling because I'm like, I know that this book is not about to end like that. I know that that is not what Granger is going to do to us. And that ending. I am so happy that I decided to make this my 100th book of 2024 because this gave the correct energy. Okay, this gave what I needed it to give and then some. I didn't exactly know what to expect going into this because, like I told y'all, the synopsis is non existent. Okay, she's not giving anything away, and I am happy that that is what is happening. Like, you go into this book knowing the bare, absolute bare minimum, and I think that that just makes the ride so much more fun. Like, she's a new fave. She's a new fave. She will be added to my recommendations list immediately. You will be hearing me scream about this book now. That's what's about to happen. I'm about to be screaming about Maggie Gray because Maggie Gray is that girl, okay? And I loved how we were following so many different perspectives and how you really got to know each character and like how they each had a distinct personality and a backstory, and also like how their view was so different than the next person, and how all these people were coming together at this one place and having all these different goals, or no goals at all. Some of them didn't even know what they were doing there. And oh, y'all, this is this, yeah. 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 Mhm. 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 Yep. If you can't already tell, this is either going to be a 4.5, 5 star. I top tier. Top tier. You know? And I could make up some complaints. Like, there was one part where I felt like it went on just a tad bit too long, but I understand why I was there. That was just my preference. Just like, you know how when I guess Marvel movies, those are easiest to talk about because this is where I feel the strongest. Like, those fight sequences in Marvel movies are too long. Too long, okay? But it's a part of the story, you know, and things are happening and they're there for a purpose, usually. So, you know, same kind of concept, but it wasn't a fight sequence in Maggie Gray that I'm talking about. And then I loved how at the end, it's like an author's note section, and Granger is telling us, you know, their thoughts and what's going on in their brains and what's going to happen and all this stuff, and recapping everything that happened to make sure we all on the same page. Because what I thought was happening, you know, just get everybody on the same page with the series, okay? Give us a little wrap up, okay? Yes, because if I wait too long to read this book, I can go back to the end of Maggie Gray and I can be caught up and know everything that is going on and not have to reread that book. Thank you, Granger. But I would reread this book. Like, I could run it back right now. And I feel like I would pick up on different things and see different things. And I would be perfectly okay with going right back into this book. And I rarely ever feel that way about a book. So I think I'm talking about 4.5. I'm lying. This is a 5 star. 5 star. 5 star. Yeah. I'm so excited and so happy. Like, period. Period. Yes. And to keep me from just saying random words, I'm going to move on because now it is time to wrap up this reading vlog. I think it has been very, very successful for our first reading vlog of Bookmas. We started off with Christmas in Spite of You by Casey Mills, and that was a 4.5 star. Then we moved on to My December Darling by Lauren Asher, and that was a 4 star. And we're going to end this out on my 100th book of 2024 with The Secret Life of Maggie Gray by Granger being a 5 star read. Y'all, this was a reading vlog. These books came with it, okay? And, you know, I'm kind of scared that this is my first reading vlog of Bookmas because it can't get much better than this. I've had a 4, a 4.5, and a 5. Where, how is it getting better than this unless I get all 5 stars in the next one? But anyway, yeah, I am super excited to have read these books because, they ended up being some of my best books of 2024 right at the end. Love that for me. Love that for us. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. And I will literally be pressing stop and then starting the next reading vlog. So you'll probably see me in the same shirt, whatever. It's Bookmas. We do what we got to do. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out the description box below where you will find all of my socials so you can stay connected with me. And I hope that you have the best day and the best holiday season that you possibly can. And I will for sure catch you in the next one. Bye.